Welcome Android Sketchware developers. Today I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know about Firebase Storage in 2024. Let's level up your coding knowledge just a bit more. Droidly Codes. Welcome back Android Sketchware developers. In our last guide, I ended up teaching you guys how to add, change, and remove data from your real-time database using Firebase Storage. Why would you want to do this, you ask? Well, because you can create a private, secret application that is a chat application that's only between you and your friends. So maybe you're in college right now or university and you want a secret private application to send chat back and forth or images or videos. Maybe you want to, send some secret love text to somebody that you just never mind. So yeah, this is why we're doing this, is because databases are pretty awesome, I'm going to say the least, and creating a simple chat application, which is a really complex simple chat application, by the way, to do all this kind of stuff with using authentication, your database, your storage, and all that fun jazz is really cool to show your friends too. And I'm teaching you how to do it using an application called Sketchware Pro that has been around since I think 2016, 2017. I've been using it since 2017. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had no idea what I was doing, and I taught myself how to use it, just like I taught myself how to code over almost a decade ago. So let's level up your coding knowledge today with storage, because storage is part of uploading pictures and seeing pictures that you upload or any other files that you want to upload to your database. So let's start off by downloading something in the description below. I'm going to tell you what that is in a second here. So what you're going to download is an SWB file. So an SWB file allows you to download backed up applications. So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of applications here and games and stuff like that that I've created with Sketchware Pro. And what I have done is I've clicked on this little arrow icon right here and clicked on backup. And then I've backed up my options. So if I have local libraries or custom blocks or anything like that, I've backed all that up so that when I go to this button up here that says restore projects, which is what we're going to do today, we can actually restore that project and get all the information basically that me, for example, has provided you with. So I've created a project called New Project Dummy. It is going to be zipped in the link in the description below, and then you're going to unzip it. And then it's going to be in the form of an SWB file. So you're going to click the checkbox and then you're going to select it and restore it. Now, the only reason why we're doing this is because this is kind of a simple way to actually back up and store custom MoreBlocks, which are method blocks, by the way, to your projects that you want to use this for. So I'm going to go into that project. I'm going to go to event. I'm going to go to MoreBlock. And then I'm going to grab this MoreBlock right here that says get file name. I'm going to hit this drop down menu and I'm going to click add to collection. I'm going to name this get file name from URI. Okay, so that's what we're going to name that block, and click save. Now you can just technically delete this if you want to, just delete it right from your Sketchware projects. Make sure you're not deleting your Firebase project that we've been working on, and then we can jump into the Firebase project that we've been working on for our database, our setup, and now for our storage. So let's go to our component section, and we're going to click on the plus icon. We're going to look for Firebase Storage. So click on that. Now, since we're going to just upload images today, I like to keep things organized when it comes to applications and or anything to do with my storage and stuff like that. We're going to create a component name called images. Keep it super simple. Now you can think outside of the box. Say you have a user logged into an account. You can create a data location based off of that user's username, for example, or something, so that all their data is stored inside of that storage location or whatever, and so on and so forth. So basically we could go images, and then we can attach the user's name to all of those images that they have uploaded. So if you have somebody complain about that person uploading something bad, you can look for the images in the database based off that user plus the images folder. So that's what we're going to do today. Click on no thanks with the authenticator on the bottom, because if you have that, then yeah, that's why that does that. You don't need to do anything else in here. So we're going to go out of the component section and we're going to go to our more block, which is on the left hand side. We're going to go to import from collection, and we're going to scroll all the way down to that one that we just imported called get file name from URI. Click on that, click select, and now we have that imported. Another thing you're going to download are custom blocks. What are those, you ask? Well, you're going to get used to those very, very quick. So technically, inside of Sketchware, all of these blocks right here, these puzzle pieces that you're going to call them, are hosting pieces of code so that you can basically just grab this block, this if and else statement, for example, drag it up in here, and then now you have some code that's hidden in behind that little puzzle piece called if do this, then do that. So if and else statement, basically, right? So that's what that is, and that's what it's hosting. But I have created a complete set of custom blocks called Firebase 11 blocks because there is a lot of changes after Firebase or after Android 11, that is, that we need to actually use, called URI implementation for scope storage and picking files and all that kind of stuff, because by default this doesn't work properly for Firebase with any devices that are above Android 11 or 12. It's around Android 11 and 12 that the Google changed a bunch of stuff to actually make this a thing. So that's all I'm going to explain. So let's go click on the 3 lines. Now we're going to click on settings. This is basically back at the home menu, and you're going to go to block manager. You're going to go down here at the plus icon. You're going to give this a name, so you can name this Firebase FB11, for example, and then give it a default color. I'm going to do hot pink because I'm not actually going to import these ones, but you're going to import these. And I'm going to show you what we're going to be importing. So I'm going to back up all of these right here. So what I'm going to do is export all of these to my internal storage, and then we're going to import these into our FB11. So we're going to go to the 3 dots, go import. So what you're going to look for is Firebase Android 11, and you're going to select it. Make sure you select the right one. For some reason, it wants to keep selecting the wrong one. And you're going to look for the one that says if URI not null, storage reference in it, storage upload file, URI success. You're going to select the all button, and you're going to import all of these into your Firebase 11 manage blocks section, which is your custom blocks that we just created. Now, hopefully this doesn't bug out with my already imported blocks. If it does, then I'll have to just erase it and do whatever. But now we're going to jump into our Firebase application that we've been working on, and we're going to note that we have custom blocks. So go to on create for a second, go in here and go to your Firebase 11, and there's our custom blocks right there. So perfect. They are working. They're working perfectly fine, and we should be able to use them. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn a lot and subscribe to the channel, because yes, there is a lot to learn today. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to learn everything to do with Firebase. I have some other guides coming up that are going to be a little bit more fun about designing like specific games and stuff like that. So I have a whole game series that I'm coming out with as well, and that's going to be all uploaded all at once, by the way, per section. I'm going to say per section right now because we're going to build a game and you're going to follow every single section of that guide inside of separate playlists. So that's going to be fun too. Now, I like to do database stuff, and I like to share database stuff so that you guys understand how to use the database. So let's go and click the plus icon right here, and we're going to look for the one that says on activity result. Click the checkbox, click add. Now, inside of this activity result, I know this might be a lot of gibberish to you if you are really new to coding, but we're going to create a if and else statement block by going into our puzzle piece. We're going to go to control. We're going to scroll all the way down to where it says if, then, and else. And I know I showed you this earlier, right? So that was kind of a foreshadow to what we were doing today. Next, we're going to go to operator. We're going to go down to where it says and. So there's the and block right there. We're also going to grab these 2 equals blocks and drag them inside of here, just like so. Then we're going to drag it up there. Now we're going to be looking for the request code and the result code. So the result code is always going to be -1. So we're going to go drag that result code from the top and go -1, click save. So enter -1 and click save. Now the request code, this is all up to your preference. So you're going to be looking for a request code based off of whatever you want to put in there. So you just need to remember what that request code is. I'm going to put mine in here as 33. Okay, so that request code is sending some information saying, hey, we are requesting something after we get that activity result, so that it'll do something when we get that information. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a custom variable. So custom variables are very important because There are only specific generic variables in here, like our Boolean, number block, strings, and map variables, where we can actually add a custom variable that if you know what you're doing. So example, this one says example for a file, for example. I know I said example like 3 times there. Or what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a private. So this is just going to be private because we're not making it public for other people to use in other activities or anything like that. Private URI. So capital U, lowercase r, lowercase I, and we're going to name that data URI. You can name this whatever you want as long as you know what it is, and click add. Okay. So now inside this if statement, we're going to grab our blocks from our Firebase 11. And we're going to grab this block right here that says URI equals intent. We're going to drag that into our if statement. Now we're going to grab this intent block right here. So grab that and drag it down there and highlight it over top of that little block that says equals data. The next thing you're going to click on is that drop down in that URI and click on the data URI that we just created in our custom variables section. Now inside of our Facebook 11, we're going to grab if statement. So if URI is not equal to null, that means that, hey, this is checking to make sure that the user actually selected an image from their internal storage and it's not null. Then we're going to actually do something inside of our Firebase storage that we added earlier. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this storage init block right here. I kept these blocks actually in order, by the way, so that you would understand where they go and everything. We're going to go and select from the drop down images. So we're going to initialize our storage to do something, and then we're going to go to our storage path and get the name based off of the name of the image that we select. So if my name image is Jimmy's image or something like that, you could just type in Jimmy's image and then it'll upload to your database as Jimmy's image. Otherwise, you can keep it simple and just keep it to the image name of the image that you have selected. So usually when you take a picture, for example, the image is named the date and time that the picture has been taken or something like that. So that's what this is going to do. And we created a custom MoreBlock for this perfect scenario. So what we're going to do is go to our MoreBlocks section on the puzzle pieces section on the right hand side. We're going to grab this block that says get file name URI path, and we're going to select this drop down right here from our data URI. So we're going to get the file path name from our URI so that it'll just upload based off of whatever the default file name of that image is. Okay. Now we're going to go back all the way down to FB11. We're going to go storage upload file path. We're going to grab this block right here. Now this one is very important because we're going to do something after this has uploaded to the database. So what we're going to do here is create another variable. So this variable is going to be a string variable, and you'll learn a lot about variables while we're doing this as well. So this string variable is going to be set based off of the URL that is brought back to us once our image has been successfully uploaded to the database. So what we're going to do is name this URL path with a capital P. I don't care if you do a lowercase p, it's up to you, and click add. Okay. Now we're going to go down to look for that string block, which is in the block section, and grab that block. We're going to go from the drop down URL path, and we're going to drag that in here, and we're going to do something in there by going back down to our custom blocks, go to Facebook 11, and we're going to get our file URL to a string. So what a string is basically a set of words, basically. If you want to be straightforward about it, that is what it is. So if we got a file URL to a string, then we can change that variable to whatever else in the future. So let's say we uploaded a secondary picture. That string is going to change the next time we upload another picture to whatever the next URL path is going to be. And then we can set it, hard code it to a text view, for example. So if we wanted to hard code this to a text inside of our view button or the view widgets, we could set that text view 1 based off of that variable, that string variable that is, and see what that file path is. But we don't really care about seeing that because all we care about is actually seeing the actual picture and knowing that that URL has been set to a string, which is going to be something that we're going to be doing in our next video, which is going to be saving that URL to our database so that we can load a whole bunch of pictures from our database to a custom list view. So that sounds scary, I know, but let's just work on this for today. So let's go all the way down to our Firebase 11. project or our Firebase 11 custom blocks, and we're going to grab our block that says if storage upload failed and our other one that says storage upload progress, and then you're going to close this reference by using this close reference block. Get rid of that text view, grab this get progress block and just put it right there for a second. So what we're going to do with that block is we're going to go and grab our text view, just a default text view right here, and go grab our text view 1, and we're going to go grab an operator block, go all the way down to where it says to string without decimal, and we're going to paste that in there. Now that progress block is hiding behind there, so let's just move these blocks around for a second so we can grab that block and then put this back up here, put that in there, and now what this is doing is it's showing us the percentage of our progress. So what we could do is grab this join block in our operator blocks, and we could do this to make it look a little bit more fancy. So go progress. So just type in progress with a space, and then grab this block right here, put it in there. Go over here and enter percent sign so that it looks like we have a fancy application that's looking at the progress of our image uploading, right? So now we'll be able to see how long it takes and what percentage it's at when it uploads. And then when it's done uploading, we can actually view that image into a image view that we have not created yet. So let's scroll all the way down into our view blocks. Look for a block that says image view set image from URL. So of course we don't have that yet, but we're going to just drag that up there for the time being. Go back and grab our URL path and go back out, go into our views, and let's create an image view, which is in our left-hand side in our layouts inside of our widgets, and put that right here. So that's going to be our image. Now I like to center this image, fit center just like so that when it gets the result of that image, it's going to fit nicely on that image view. The next thing we're going to do inside of our layout is grab a button. So we're going to grab a button, put that over top of that image view. We're going to create an ID called pick file. So pick file, just like so. Now we're going to go down to our text and we're going to go pick file, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now we're going to go into our event tab, which is at the bottom of the screen. Click on click. So now this is our on click event for this actual button. Now we're going to go down to our puzzle piece on the bottom right hand side. We're going to go to Facebook 11 and we're going to grab this block right here. So this block right here is going to allow us to pick a file type based off of what we input in here. I'm going to put a reference in the description below for you to look at what a text file looks like. So if we went to enter what we're looking for is images, we're going to go image. We can go PNG. So if we went and wanted to only look for PNG images, when we pick a file, then it'll only show any PNG images on our phone. But in our case, I don't care if it's PNG or JPEG, so I'm just going to put a star there, and then it'll look for any images that we have on our device. If it's a PNG, AVIF, or even JPEG or anything like that, then it'll just look for those images and upload it to our database. Our request code, I entered 33, so let's enter 33 right there. And then we're going to go back, we're going to push save, and now we're going to go back into our on activity result. Make sure that we select that image view that we ended up adding there because that was added after. Now, if you don't see that block inside of your view, that's because you haven't added the image view yet. So I'm going to let you know how to actually show all these blocks in a bonus video later on down the road. Otherwise, just add your image view and then look for that view block that says set image from URL. So click back again, click save, click run. Now I'm going to split my windows up again like I have been throughout this entire series so far. And I'm going to put my real-time Firebase storage up at the top. So I'm going to go to storage and we're going to be able to view our storage in live action. So let's go open down here. I'm going to pick a file. I'm going to look for an image. So let's grab an image of any sort. So I'm going to grab this image right here and it's going to upload. As you can see, it uploaded the percentages and there's the image down at the bottom left-hand side. I know it's very small. That's because we haven't scaled it or anything like that. Now, if we refresh, go to rules, go to files, there is our files inside of our database storage. Perfectly fine. Fancy dancy. There's that image right there. And yes, it's an image of some games. So there you go. I don't know why it flickered out. It's probably because of the split view that I'm using right now. However, if we wanted to pick another image, for example, so I'm going to pick this image right here, this one right here. It's going to upload. There's the percentages. Now it's going to show it in the bottom left-hand side. We go back into our rules and go into our images. Is this the one right here? No, it's the next one. This one right here. There it is right there, uploaded to our Firebase storage. And now we have successfully viewed it down here. So if we open this up, there's that little image right there. So if we go back into our actual Firebase application, for example, and we scaled this. So let's go like this and change this to 200 dp to height of 100 dp. I know you haven't learned a lot of this stuff yet, and maybe you have, maybe you've messed around with this. This image is always going to be set to that viewing size inside of that image view. So if we end up uploading another image, for example, then we'll be able to see that. Now, again, this is not going to be substantial because we're not going to know how to see those other images until you watch the next guide. So let's just pick a file again. I'm going to pick this file right here of me playing video games, upload it, and there's that image right there showing on screen based off of the data that we just sent to our Firebase storage. Again, this is how you use Firebase storage using my custom blocks and my custom MoreBlocks, which is methods to get the file name. Again, here's the file name again if you wanted to see that image 2024-09-05. So that means that I took that image on that date. Now, if I wanted to change that, again, I'm just going to do a quick bonus here. Pick a file, or not pick a file, so I go to activity result. And what I was saying here is that I want this image to be named Jim Jam. Gin Jam. Okay, that works too. Go save, go run. And there we go. So now that image name is going to be called Gin Jam. And let's go back in here. Let's go back and let's look for that image. We'll go back again. And there it is right there, my Gin Jam image. And it knows that it is an image because it uploads the data for that image as well. So that data right here is the type. And it tells that, hey, this is a JPEG image. So you don't even have to worry about if the image is a JPEG or a PNG. As you can see, like the name of this one is image 2024-09-04-08-4702.jpg. That doesn't really matter because what this is doing is checking that data type and everything and uploading it to the actual database as well. So if you were to pick like a PNG image, I don't know if I have any PNG. Oh, there's one right here maybe. So here's a nice picture of me. So I think this should be a PNG, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rename this. Is just gonna be named Gin Jam no matter what, because I overwrote that name. So that's why you don't want to use the same name all the time. So there it is right there. Now it's a PNG image because there's no background, right? So now we've created a successful storage section of our Firebase application. The next video, I'm going to show you how to create basically a full list of images in a custom view, which you're going to learn about custom views. And that's why I like to do Firebase at the beginning, because you learn a lot of stuff just by creating a simple database chat application like this. And I'm going to continue forth until we have a nice completed chat application that maybe we can use together. We can actually chat back and forth with, and I'll share the actual project on Patreon and for my members if you want to have access to that. Otherwise, just follow along, learn how to use this, because you will learn so much during this playlist series. Take care, enjoy coding, see you next time.